Hello, this is Courtney with C. Clark Creative. Thank you for joining me. Today's cards use a few sets from the Greetery. It's fantastic how great these sets work together, and the layering is easy to follow and provides stunning results. Because I'm going to be creating multiple stamped images, I'm going to start with die cutting and create a positioning aid. Using a technique learned from Jennifer McGuire Inc., I take the negative space from one die cut and place it topside down and apply a bit of tape to the back. Today I'm using painter's tape, but I've removed a bit of the tackiness by placing it on a surface and removing it repeatedly. After I apply it to my positioning aid, I flip the positioner over and tap my anti-static pouch over the exposed tape to decrease the stickiness remaining. Using a positioning aid is great when stamping multiple images, as once your stamp is positioned, you can stamp numerous die cuts with precision every time. I've already created the positioning aids for the other die cuts I'm using today. For the Petite Eucalyptus stems, I labeled the individual sprigs according to the layering sheet, as they are a bit hard to tell apart. For the Budding Beauties summer dies, I elected to keep the dies attached, as that makes die cutting an easier and quicker process, but the stamp positioner would work the same if the dies were detached. Now that all my positioners are ready to go, I can stamp. I'm starting my stamping with the Sprinkled with Kindness set by the Greetery. This watering can has 3 layers, and I'm using Altenew inks as their color collections are perfect for layered stamps. I'm stamping the first layer with Limestone, followed by Silverstone, and finishing with Industrial Diamond. Moving on to the next set of die cuts, I'm stamping flowers from the Budding Beauties Summer Stamp Set. I'm starting with the peony and following the stamping guide included with the set. I'm starting with the base leaf layer with Forest Glades, followed by the base flower in Frosty Pink. Next is Coral Berry for the flower detail, and finally Moss for the leaf detail. On to the Hydrangea, which I'm stamping in Wisteria, Hydrangea, Olive, and Forest Glades. Then I'm finishing this set off with the daisies, my favorite. These are stamped using Maple Yellow, Espresso, and Moss. I stamped the Petite Eucalyptus stems off screen, but used Limestone, Forest Glades, and Rocky Shore inks. For my background, I cut a panel of Gina K Kraft cardstock to 5 1/8 inches by 3 7/8 inches. I ran this through a Tim Holtz embossing folder with a wood grain appearance. Using a blending tool, I lightly ink blended Espresso and Rocky Shore across the panel to increase the contrast of the panel. I wasn't looking for a very deep blend here, I just wanted to mainly hit the top ridges of the cardstock just to create a little bit more dimension and help the natural look of that embossed panel come through. For a sentiment, I stamped "Thank you for your kindness" from the Sprinkled with Kindness set and used my paper trimmer to cut the panel to 2 inches by 1 3/8 inches. To cut a simple flag at one end, I marked the center point lightly with a pencil, then measured up 1/4 inches and made another mark. Using a sharp pair of scissors, I first cut straight into the center point, then from each corner into the center. I used Gina K Connect glue to adhere my card panel to an A2 card base and set aside. I then arranged my flowers and watering can until I was happy with the layout. Here, I utilized another trick of the trade from Jennifer McGuire ink. I placed a sheet of Glad Press-and-Seal over the layered die cuts. I happened to purchase mine during the holidays, so I get cute snowmen year-round, at least until I use all of it up, which is going to be a while because each piece lasts for numerous cards. Gently press down to ensure all the die cuts are adhered, then gently flip the stack over. Apply liquid glue, gently lifting as needed to get beneath layers. If anything is missed, you'll be able to get it from the top once you remove the press and seal. When you are ready, use the press and seal as a handle while orienting your die cuts over the card panel. Firmly press your die cuts onto the panel, then lightly peel the press and seal off, and your die cuts are perfectly placed. This is one of my favorite techniques I've picked up from Jennifer McGuire ink. A quick addition of the sentiment, and this card is complete. As I liked the placement for my first card, I repeated the process for a second. I did put together some other options for use with the same stamp sets. Of course, the Floral Focal Point is great as a no sentiment card. Another option is a full spray of each flower type. Here, I have a can of hydrangeas, a can of peonies, and a can of daisies. I've also tried some different options on the sentiment choice and placement. And a final card where I've doubled up on the peonies for a twist on the original bouquet. I'm really happy with how these cards turned out. The stamp sets are fantastic. I've been really happy with my stamps from the Greetery.